to this now. The Public Enterprise Ministry has acknowledged the procurement policy issues affecting state-owned entities. This emerged in a Parliamentary Portfolio Committee briefing yesterday on the issues raised by Eskom and Transnet. Our business reporter, Tumisang Ndlovu, has the details.
Eskom and Transnet have submitted to Parliament that there's a need to adjust policy that hampers the developmental objectives of state-owned companies. Transnet CFO Vuledzani Nemukula elaborates.
If we can be allowed to get to a position where we use a process that is scientifically, addressing the challenges, and we can be able to get one OEM that we can be able to work with across the, across the port system or across our requirements in terms of the technical side, that would help us a lot in ensuring that going forward, we are able to maintain our infrastructure, and then the maintenance regime that we have is standard across the rest of the organization.
Contracts Management Executive at Eskom, Jahindri Sanka, agrees that the power utility shares the same sentiments and issues with Transnet when it comes to the Preferential Procurement Policy Framework Act, which also speaks to black economic empowerment.
We're exactly in the same position. Just to reiterate, we are trying to reduce the non-value adding suppliers. We're trying to reduce the overall cost of procurement. We're opening and reopening, existing contracts to get better than market-related prices, taking into consideration our purchasing power, etc. We are, we have quite a bit of work we have to do, for example, our transmission and other infrastructure projects. And we really want to actually have relationships with suppliers in the long term to build our industry and actually be able to, develop the economy.
At the same time, ANC MP Judith Shabalala has argued against government justifying supporting SOEs that are not performing at optimum level or complying with requirements of producing annual financial results.
One is not happy with the management at this point, primarily because of this load shedding that we're experiencing, and business is losing really fundamentally, and the jobs and so forth and so on. And we know when you switch off the lights, you switch off the energy, what then happens to the economy of South Africa? I want to check around the financing of Eskom from definitely Treasury. What is the commitment thereof? But secondary to that, the management of Eskom must take us really serious and the country seriously. I just wanted to express on behalf, maybe in the committee, to say the situation, we cannot leave it unattended. We really need to get the CEO and the CFO of Eskom to really come out and tell us what is the right story, not this thing of switching off and switching on.
Public Enterprise Deputy Minister Phumulo Masualle has asked that the matters not related to procurement be separated from this issue.
There are some of the very technical aspects of accountability in the procurement environment, the reporting requirements, the declarations, etc. The team can deal with that. I may just say today we really came to deal with the regulatory environment impacting particularly state-owned companies as it relates to procurement. How do we navigate the space between the requirements of the Companies Act, the requirements of the PFMA, and all the other policies? How do those policies impact effectiveness, efficiency of these entities?
Procurement procedures at state-owned entities, which are historically facing financial and leadership challenges, remain a concern in South Africa and are clouded by a trust deficit emerging from a series of corruption allegations.